Start recording. Good morning. Let me share my screen. Yeah. So today we'll talk about weights. So weights concept is very important. Okay. So in Selenium, weights play an important role in executing the test. In this tutorial, we'll be learning various aspects and difference between implicit and explicit weights in Selenium. Okay. So mainly, why we are using weights commands, you know, uh, in the Selenium is the reason is uh, see the web driver is very fast actually. So the web driver will execute very fast. The speed is very high actually. So we need to match with the web driver with our browser. Okay, so the sometimes the browser will be loaded successfully due to any reason. It can be a network issue, it can be internet issue, it can be anything, service enable due to service issue also. So to match with the web driver, so these weights, the commands, statements, will came into the picture actually. So there are three types of weights in Selenium. One is implicit weight, explicit weight, fluent weight. Okay, implicit weight is this is default weight I can say. Okay, so if you want to wait for default for some time, default, so the normal time, so you can use go ahead with the implicit weight. Okay, and yeah, so why we are using these weights? Most of the web applications are developed using Ajax and JavaScript. When page is loaded by the browser, the elements which we want to interact with may load at different time intervals. Okay, so some it will take some time to load the web elements on the page actually, but the web driver is ready, but the elements is not visible ready, then we'll get the element not visible exception. So to avoid that, to overcome this, we'll be using this waits commands. Okay, so as I said, there are three implicit, there are three types: implicit and explicit and fluent wait. So this is default one. If I want to wait for certain time, then I can go with this, use this option. And explicit wait is and fluent wait is, these two waits are very important in Selenium. So explicit wait is, uh, so I just wanted to use some this explicit wait for certain conditions. Okay, for example, these are the expected conditions. So alert is present, element selection state to be, element to be clickable, element to be selected. So these are the options, expected conditions. So I just wanted to wait till this expected conditions been true. Okay. So visibility of element located. So till the element is visible, the wait command will be waited. Once the visibility, the element is visible, it will not wait even if there is a extra time actually. Okay, it will go and execute the next line. Whereas in an implicit wait, it won't stop actually. So if you let's take an example. So you are giving 30 seconds or 3 seconds. Okay, so you are giving we are setting the time as 3 seconds, but within 1.5 second element is visible. Okay, element is located properly. In the default wait, in the implicit wait, it will not stop actually. It will not stop, and it won't go to the next step to execute the statement. But whereas an explicit and fluent wait, if the element is present within the time, and even within the 1.5 second, so it will not wait for the another 1.5 second. So it will go and execute the other thing, so it will save the time. So because of that reason, like, we'll be using this expected explicit wait and fluent wait. So only the main difference is in the explicit and fluent wait is, in the explicit wait, it will not look for the some intervals. Okay, for example, 3 seconds, let's say 3 seconds I'm giving, and every 1 second I just wanted to check the intervals. So I just wanted to check whether element is present or not, visible or not. Okay, so that kind of feature is available in the fluent wait. So every 1 second it will go and check whether the element is present or not, visible or not. If it is visible, it will go and perform. It will not wait the rest of the time. But whereas in explicit wait, so it will not look for the intervals time, the regular time. Regularly, it won't check. If the element is present, then the rest of the time it will not wait. So it will go and execute other statement. So So that is the main difference between explicit and fluent wait. So remaining same actually. Any doubts on implicit and explicit and fluent wait? Okay. Let me go and see what the theory is explaining. Matching speed up element with the speed up application is called a synchronization. So we can say these are the synchronization weights, the commands. If we're trying to find the elements due to application late response, it throws exception. Using weights, we can resolve this exception. Very, very important concept. So very useful concept in Selenium. And most of the time we will be using these weights actually because due to different reasons application will not load properly. So that time if you are not waiting, so basically we are making WebDrive to wait actually. So we are saying that to WebDriver, we are giving the instruction to the WebDriver saying that please wait for this time until the element is visible. So once the element is visible, then go and perform. So this is the kind of instruction we are giving to the WebDriver. And so implicit wait, it takes two arguments, so it is long on time unit. I'll show in the coding level how it will be. And the timings, the units will be like days, hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds, microsecond, nanosecond. Mostly we'll be using milliseconds. Yeah, this is the common thing actually. So it will look for the element is present or not. If the element is present, okay, it will return the matchup elements. If no, implicit wait is specified. And if it says time is over, if it is time is over, again it will go and check. The time is over. If the still the element is not visible, then we can get the empty list or no such element exception. If a element is implicit wait is specified or no, if it is not specified also, we will get the no such element exception if the element is not present. Okay, so let me go and see the same workflow for others thing as well actually. Close this. Where I written this. Okay, so we'll talk about implicit wait first. Okay, and I just created three classes for each one. Okay, and I'm opening the same application and maximizing it, and I'm taking separate method called implicit wait. So I'm waiting for the username. So this is a syntax actually. So driver dot main dot timeout start implicitly wait of 30. So 30 is a time duration, and we need to specify the time unit actually. It can be seconds. Let me remove and see what are the methods are coming options. You see days are coming, hours are coming, microseconds are coming, milliseconds are also coming, minutes, nanoseconds, seconds. So I'll go with the milliseconds. Sorry, seconds. Because 30 seconds I need to wait. That seconds. And after awaiting, so see 40th line, if the element is visible also, it will not stop and it will not go. Okay, so whatever we specified the time inside it, the duration, it will till the time it will wait, even if element is visible or not visible. So this is a default wait, I can say. We are not looking for anything. Okay, we are just waiting. So we are waiting 30 seconds, whether it can be visible, it not can be visible. We're defaultly waiting, and once it is waiting, so I'm assuming that it will open within 30 seconds. So that's why I'm going with the I'm blindly going with the implicit wait. And after waiting 30 seconds, it will go and clear and it will go and send the values. So after that, I'm just closing. Here I'm taking main method, I'm creating an object for the class, the same class, and I'm with the which object name with reference, I'm just calling the two methods, browser launching and implicit wait. Okay, so let me run and see. Yeah, so it is able to enter the value and been done. So next would be explicit wait. So as I said, we'll be using for expected conditions. It can be alert is present, visibility of element located, an element to be clickable, element to be selected, something like that. So what I'm doing here, I'm just taking one, expected condition. Uh, so you see here, so these two things are syntaxes. So we need to use the WebDriver wait, and we need to pass the two. There are two arguments. One is driver and the time duration, and I'm giving 30, and it will be default. It's taking seconds, and wait dot until expected condition dot visibility of. So I'm trying to wait 30 seconds. Okay, till this element username is present visibility. So this is the expected condition I'm using. You see, wait dot until expected conditions. If I use this one, you'll get the list of expected conditions. You see, alert is present, attribute contents, attribute to be, okay, element selection state to be, element state to be, element to be clickable, okay, and element to be clickable, frame to be available, and switch to. There are so many invisibility of element. So you can use these methods actually, two options to perform the explicit way. So most of the time I'll go with the visibility app. The reason is we'll be getting the visibility, no such will be visible exception. Okay. So element not visible exception. So we'll get this kind of exception in the real time when the element is not present. So that's why we'll go with the explicit wait with the expected condition options. This visibility of option. These are the options actually. And what I'm doing up, okay, once it is visible, so it will not wait for the rest of the time. It will go and execute this next statement. Okay, that's the beauty of this explicit wait. Let me run and see. Okay, so it waited for some time. So once it is visible, then it went to the 46 line and it clear and it's in the value. So these two lines are important, very important for explicit wait. This one line is important for implicit wait. So there will be a question that, so what is the difference between explicit implicit waits? So you should be in a position to give the answers saying that implicit wait is default wait. So if I want to wait for default for some time, then I can go with this implicit wait. So if I want to use this explicit for some expected conditions, so expected condition you need to give the example saying that, for example, alert is present, visibility of element located, okay, and frame to be available. Um, what else? So yeah, titles, contents, element to be clickable, selected. So these options, for these options, I can go with the explicit wait synchronization command statement. And next would be fluent. Okay, so this is another important concept. I can say fluent wait is a smart waits. Okay, let me, if I have anything I'll show. Okay, fluent wait in Selenium. The fluent wait in Selenium is used to define maximum time for the WebDriver to wait for a condition, as well as the frequency with which we want to check the condition for before throwing an element not visible exception. So this explicit and fluent wait both are, trying to work on this element not visible exception to avoid this. Okay, so extra thing is I can say in fluent wait, it will go and check. You see, it checks for the web element at regular intervals until the object is found or timeout happens. If the element is not visible and if it is timeouts happen, then you will get the element not visible exception. If its element is visible, it will go and check, at regular intervals actually. As I said, if you are giving, okay, you can see here, I can see the frequency. So it will go and verify, check the condition at the regular interval of time. So they're saying one scenario, element is loaded at different intervals of time. So we know that. So when we can go with this option, is the reason the is we know that like the particular element, it will display one time within 10 seconds, it will display within 20 seconds, it will display within 5 seconds. So these kind of scenarios you can go with this fluent wait. So we know that it is not constantly statically it is loading. So it is taking every time, every each time duration to display or loaded. So that kind of scenarios you can go with this fluent wait. See, they're saying the element might load within 10 seconds, 20 seconds, or even more than that. If you declare an explicit wait of 20 seconds, it will wait till the specified time before throwing an exception. In such scenarios, the fluent wait is the ideal wait to use, as this will try to find the element at the different frequency until it finds it or the final timer runs out. Okay, main thing we are using this fluent wait is to check the intervals, regular intervals. Okay, let me show you the code. Very, very important for interview purpose, these three weights. So without this weights question, so there won't be any interview actually. So there will be one question definitely from this weights concept. Okay, you see here 50 second line. Okay, so fluent wait equal new fluent wait. I'm just passing driver and wait that with timeout. You see there is a difference actually. Okay, I need to explain about this one. So I'm using Selenium 4. Okay, how can I go and say that it is Selenium 4? Let me open form.xml. So next class I'll be explaining this framework, the folder structure and maven and all. Okay, let me find Selenium. You see here I'm using Selenium. The version is 4.0.0 all 5.3. Okay, so the Selenium is 4. You see here with timeout and falling every, I'm using duration dot off seconds. In Selenium 3, okay, this duration and off seconds, this option will not be there. It will be like this, time minute dot seconds. Okay. Okay, the method implicitly wait long time in the type of private timeout is not applicable for the argument duration. Okay, so it is expecting long and timeout. So that is the reason it is not accepting. But whereas in Selenium 4, and for this implicit wait, it will expecting this 30 and unit seconds. But explicit and fluid wait, it is looking for the different one. Okay, let me comment this one. Fluent wait, yeah. So if I use the 30 time unit or seconds, it will not work actually. And this is the method you need to use instead of this one. Okay, so from Selenium 4, this option is available. So this per explicit and fluent way, you need to use this option. Duration dot of seconds. If you want to go with the milliseconds, you can go with the use the milliseconds of milliseconds, something like that. This is very important. Wait that with time mode. So this 54th statement, what we are trying to say is we are trying to give the duration. This is the total duration time limit we are setting up. So that is 30 seconds. And 55 line is it is there is a method called polling every. What basically it will go on do, it will check at the regular intervals. So for every 5 seconds, so for this 55 line meaning is for every 5 seconds it will go and check whether the element is visible or not. Okay, for every 5 seconds. Which one? This one. Okay, and 58th line ignoring. We are trying to ignore the no such element exception. Sometimes even if it is not visible, then we'll get the no such element exception. So for now we are ignoring this one, and we are trying to wait for this element to be visible. Wait that until expected conditions start visibility of that element name, the web element. So once it is visible, okay, it will go and execute these statements within the times period. If not, then we'll get the timeout exception or visibility no element visible exception. So so this is a syntax for waits, implicit wait and explicit wait and implicit wait. Any doubts on this wait commands? Anybody? Very simple and very important for very important for interview purpose and real time as well. So let me run and see if the code will work or not. Yeah. So it waited for some time. Once it is visible, it will go on perform this option. Okay, anybody any question on this? Waits before I go for next concept. Okay, next concept would be file uploading and using robot class and SendKeys. Let's see. It is very important for interview purpose, even for real time as well. If you have that kind of functionality in the application, then you should be in a position to write the code to upload the thing. It can be anything. It can be Word or it can be anything, any file. Okay, let me. I know the codes. String selection. Okay, I found that code. Okay, fine. Okay, file uploading using robot class and SendKeys, and we'll try to learn about how you can go and upload the document in the application. Okay, so this is the code. Let me Okay, there are two ways. One is using SendKeys, another one is this robot class, and another one is there is another concept called auto IT. Okay, so we'll try to learn about how you can go and upload the document with help of SendKeys button, and so sorry, SendKeys method, and another way how you can go and upload the document with help of robot class. Okay, let me go here. Let me close these things all. Very important for interview purpose. Very easy thing. Okay, let me show you first SendKeys by using SendKeys. Okay, so I'm just taking this application. Let me show whether the application is working or not. I'm just taking demo.guru99.com. Okay, so this is the for testing purpose I'm using this website. So what basically I'll do, I'll go and choose here, click on choose button. Okay, and I'll try to go. Okay, I'll go and upload here. Okay, see it has been uploaded. Let's see how you can go and use the SendKeys method to upload this document first. Very important, very simple. And this is the path. You need to specify where exactly the document is available. Let me see whether it is available or not. Start. It won't be there because C users HP, C users HP files. One second. Just okay. Second, let me create a new folder. That path was with my old laptop. Hmm. Open. And let's go on creating our testing. Okay, so this is the document, this is the path. Copy this one. Go here. What is the document name? Testing. TST testing. TST testing. Okay. And okay. And this is I'm just using the web element and to find this choose name, choose file. So you see I'm taking same one upload ID. I'm just using upload file underscore zero. The name. There are three attributes, name and class and ID. I'm just using name. Okay. The same thing I written here. And I'm just using element. That's in case that path. I'm sending the path. Very simple. I'm just creating main method and creating an object and calling the two methods from above. These two methods I'm just calling. Let me run. Very important, very simple. So in the interviews they will not ask you to tell the answer by using send keys. So they will ask you to write something different without send keys. So it will directly send the value. It will not click on the choose file. It will directly send the value. Let's see. Do you see? It send the value testing.documents. So this is how you can go and upload the document and you can accept and submit the file. Then that would be next thing, actually, next functionality will be there if you want to go and see. So this is how you can go and upload the document with help of send keys. And with help of robot class, this is also important. There will be little. Let me take the same path. Okay. If you're using backward slash, it should be 2. If you're using forward slash, it can be 1. Remember that I'm using backward slashes. If you're using backward slash, it should be 2. If you're using forward slash, it should be 1. It can be 1. And I'm taking the same thing. Okay, I'm just clicking move to element and click click the choose element. Okay, where I'm clicking on this one, choose file. Okay, and let's see how I can go on, paste that file, the path into the file name text box and open. Okay, so I'm using robot class. We already seen this robot class. I'm trying to, set the delay, auto delay for 3 seconds, 3000 means 3 seconds. And very important line is string selection. It's a class actually. I'm just passing this path, whatever I have. And there is an option called toolkit. It's a class actually, basically it's an abstract class. Toolkit dot get default toolkit and get system clipboard dot set contents. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to get use a toolkit. Very important, these two lines are important, very important. Okay, and toolkit dot get default toolkit, and we are trying to get the system clipboard, and we are trying to set the contents whatever we copied with help of string selection. We are passing that to here actually. See, selection reference we are passing. So what basically it will be there, it will be having, it is having this path location. Okay, we are setting the contents. It can be a clipboard actually. If you try to copy something, it will be copied in the clipboard, right? Same way. So it will copy this path, enter path, and I'm using robot class. So what I'm doing, it is already copied, right? 15th line, 53rd line, it is already copied a system clipboard with therefore set contents. So I'm just trying to paste it. Okay, with help of robot class, key event vk control and vkv. So control v, it will go and paste it. Again I'm waiting for 3 seconds, and you need to release the keywords, right? You need to release the uh, keywords. So I'm just releasing the control and v, because I press the two buttons. So I'm just releasing the two buttons, and I'm trying to wait for 3 seconds, 3000 milliseconds. And after after pasting the value, okay, you need to enter. So what basically I'm doing here, let me show you manually. So you go here, I'll go to this application, and okay, I'll click on the choose file, and I'll paste the value whatever I have in the 53rd the system clipboard. I'll paste it here. After pasting, I'll click on the enter button. That's it. Okay, so file name is not valid. Why? Okay, this is how you need to paste the value and you need to enter. You see what upload document. Upload document. Did I not use upload document? Yeah. Let's see, it is not accepting. Okay, this is the code actually. So you need to click that and you need to paste that value and you need to enter the value. Okay, let me run and see. It is saying that like the path is not available. Let's see. Sorry, which one I ran? This one. I ran SendKeys method. Let me run this one. Okay, it clicked. It has to paste that value and open. So we are waiting for some time now. Yeah. See, it is working. So this is how we need to, for deal with the robot class and SendKeys method to upload the document. If there are any such kind of functionality. Okay. Anybody has any questions? Okay, I understood the reason is it is not accepting backward slash. Okay, to enter it. Fine. Anybody has any question?